Previously on Drive to Porsche Cup.
Been at it already, had my tarot read. Things are looking up for me, that's what my tarot said. Been pumping out pheromones and wearing red. Young Jerry Lawler a king, but they're not aware of it. $40 is show money, that's what they stole from me. Blow it all bowling, guess I roll funny. Go find me a snow bunny, ask if this cold world's making her nose runny. She melted, I wear a cape that is velvet. Couldn't see it, she felt it. See it all like I'm Elvis, move my hips like I'm Elvis. I don't pitch it, I sell it. Couldn't picture me jealous, turning fans into zealots. Tuning in when I tell it. There were 15 people at the gig, saying, oh my God, what fun this is. Did it all, did it right, did it big. Yeah, buddy, we were loving it. New cards, new deck, new life.
Here we are again. We're at Silverstone today. It's February, pretty cold February day actually, but it's lovely and sunny, and we're here back for pre-season testing. We're back here to give a good shakedown to the car. It's a new setup now, so as you know we've stepped up to Class 2, which is going to be on slick tyres now, and it's also going to be running with a limited slip differential, so it will subtly feel different. It's exciting, slightly worrying. I'm creating a bit of anticipation for myself, which I don't want to do. I just want to go out there and do my best to see how it goes. We've got 4 or 5 sessions today. What I'm really hoping to get is a real feel for what slicks feel like, how much more corner load I could take, how it feels like when the tyres are going off. I think those things are really, really important for me to work out today. Will I be able to work it out today? Don't know. Will I be able to get to the limit of the car? Don't know. But all I know is that I'm going to give it my best. We've got some great tutors and real big wealth of experience in race drive through Dino Zamparelli and Colin Tester. So we'll hopefully be able to get the most that we can of the day.
So the biggest difference between Class 3 and Class 2 is that he'll be on slick tyres this year, whereas last year he was on semi-slicks. The idea of semi-slicks, it's sort of more amateur based, whereas slicks you've got more grip, there's more tyres more grip to get used to and stuff. So he's going to have to try and get used to the difference in the level of grip, and the driving standard will be a little bit higher, I'd imagine, which will be a few more competitors with experience. Class 3 is sort of newcomers and more amateur based. Class 2 and Class 1 will be more about sort of more experienced guys. So the biggest challenge is going to be get used to the slick tyres with the limited amount of track time that he's got, and then also getting used to the competitors and the experience that they have over him. So it's going to be a challenge, but we know Shiraz likes a challenge, and I'm sure he'll take to it very well.
The leap from Class 3 to Class 2 is mainly with the tyres. You get a lot more grip when you've got slicks, especially once you've got a bit of heat into them. So I'm going to talk him through getting the heat into the slicks quickly, because that's key to, really doing well at the beginning of the race. So we're going to go through that. Going to do some training with that with him. And then obviously he's just going to try and get an understanding of how you can brake that a little bit later, because you've got a bit more grip all round. We're now running a limited slip diff in the car, which you're allowed in Class 2. So round here in particular, there's a couple of really tight corners, which you'll be able to gain benefit from that. So we'll try and talk him through, trying to just get that gas on a bit earlier, coming out those slow corners. And obviously lines, etc., they're the same, and Shiraz knows his way around here. But yeah, we'll be really trying to look to maximise the traction that's now available and the extra grip through the corners, into the corner and through the mid part of the corner, and coming out of the slow corners in particular. So that's what we're going to focus on today with him.
brings my soul body into the physical. Living in my minutes, I'm catalytic. That's why they love to jack the style like it's on a Civic. I will never pull the strings like an oligarch. I do my dance at the club with the lonely hearts, watching all these little men try and be Bonapartes and make the rest of us deal with their broken parts. Despite evil, I like people. Put your hands in the air if you're bipedal. Yeah, if life is a film, give me 5 sequels. Trying to pull my thread through the plot like a fine needle. All of these lines equal proof that I live alone. Got the benefit of time to deliver flows. Eating creamy peanut butter, buddy, I leave the bowl.
We've kind of worked through our slick tyre running and understanding the difference between the semi-slick tyres last year to the slick tyres this year, and the 3 or 4 sessions that Shiraz did, every session was getting quicker. Today we weren't really looking at times as much, lap times, just because there were so many cars on track and it was more of a track day sort of shakedown vibe. But nonetheless, there's always an opportunity to learn, and he did a really good job of just understanding how he can improve his driving corner by corner around such a big track like Silverstone. So really happy with the progress he's made today. It's a good opportunity, and he's utilised it well, and we look forward to the next test where we'll push on a bit harder and see how much we can gain there.
Shiraz had a really good day today. We got him on the slicks today for the first time, and I was talking through the procedure and sort of switching him on quickly, which is really important. When he goes to race this season, you know, that can be the difference between getting a really good start to the race over the first few laps. So switching him on quickly is something that we really focused on, and yeah, he did a really good job of that actually. He's starting to understand now just how much extra cornering speed there is available on the slicks. He's really got to grips with that. We've tweaked the suspension up a little bit, made it a bit stiffer, which he's getting used to as well. I think coming up the first round at Donington, you know, I picked him to do really well. I think he should be a front runner. So yeah, really pleased with his progress.
What a day, what a fantastic day. It's given me particularly some food, some meat on the bone really, because I've now got an understanding of how the car feels differently to last year, how much more lateral load and grip that you can carry through the corners. It wasn't about timing per se, but obviously me being me, I was always trying to keep pushing myself even further. We made some good steps in the day, but we're not still on pace, so there's a lot of work to do, certainly around Silverstone, but also at the other tracks. But I think if I reflect on the day, you know, this morning I was quite unconfident. On the last session I was relatively confident, and having a look at the footage and going over with Dino, we were able to see where there were mistakes, where I could have gone wider, where I could have pushed in, where I probably ran too deep, where I could have picked up the power earlier. So that's what these days are about. They're about learning, growing, getting advice from a pro, and getting yourself better. Guys, we're here at Donington. It's our second day testing. So this is the Porsche Club GB Motorsport launch event. So all of the drivers are here from all of the classes, all of the categories. Really excited actually. This is another opportunity to be able to grasp the car on this slick tyre and in the LSD. Really excited to get a lot of laps in. The fantastic thing also is we've got Dino here, who's going to give me that one-to-one mentoring coaching. And I can very openly say he's the reason for my driver development. He's probably the reason that I've grown as much as I have as a driver. So I'm really excited to get my, no pun intended, teeth into it today. We'll see how it goes. I think the conditions are going to be mixed. It's quite sunny at the moment, which is in the morning. It looks like it is going to proceed to a bit of wet weather later on in the day. So hopefully we can get a mix of both sets of conditions. But yeah, really the day. Really excited to see how much more we can get out of it. Well, we'll take it back, so yeah, let's see how it goes.
So today's Donington Park, the idea was to just get more time in the car really. The more laps we do in the Class 2 with slick tyres with Shiraz, the better it will be for him for the first race of the year. So yeah, we're hopeful that the weather is okay, and there's not too much rain. I suppose it could be raining next week, but if it's dry, just to get an idea of how much grip and how much he can push through the corners. So that's the plan for today.
Three, 4 weeks ago, it was found out after doing an oil change that there was some contamination in the oil, so it was best practice to actually deal with that issue and do an engine refresh to start with, which Cookie and the team at Racetrack have done really, really well. We've obviously gone out on track, we've done some press shots, done some media shots, and started to get on for some laps. And 3 laps in, there was unfortunately a bit of a clunk, and we had to get escorted back to the pit lane. The team are working extremely hard now to try and work out and diagnose the issue so that we can work out what happens next. But hopefully it's not something that's terminal and we get the car turned around so that we get some testing out later on today.
Well, we didn't get as many laps in as we liked today, to be fair. It was a bit of a fraught day with a couple of issues to sort out, but that's kind of what pre-season testing's for. So we're ironing out all of our issues and what we need to do for next week. We managed to get a couple of laps in as well, which is always important. Every lap counts at this stage. So yeah, not the perfect day for us, but that's motorsport. We've got to take the rough with the smooth. And unfortunately, today was a little bit rough for us, but for sure we'll come back for round 1. We've got Friday practice and race 1, race 2, etc. on Saturday. So plenty of time to analyse, have a look, talk about next week, and I'm excited to see what we can achieve next week.